All right, what is going on? Welcome to this is the first, I guess, episode of Tippler's Parlor. I released a video of what we wanted to do, and just a talk show essentially. I guess it's a talk show, a video podcast, whatever you want to call it. That's what we have vision for this, and today's gonna be a little different because first off, I've only got me. When I recorded I called it a pilot. I'm gonna call this the pilot. We need to test this out, see how it goes. But when I recorded the I guess introductory trailer or informational video of what we wanted to do, there was just me, and tonight again is just me. So we'll get this started. First off, Tippler's Parlor means that we're drinking a beer. And today, I have tried the Elysian Split Shot. And it's an espresso Milk Stout. See if I can get a good picture of that there. And below is my Untapped. We got a lot to figure out with me and Alex, the other guy, of how we want to do this. If we want how we want to do it. I mean, it's just something we've talked about, so we just got to do it. So tonight, I'm trying it out. But below is my Untapped, where I'm going to log it right now. So I'm checking it now. I've also should push it to my personal Twitter. So I'd rate this it's an alright beer. Like, I'd try it again. It may I don't know if it's just sat in my fridge for a week or something, or I don't know what's going on, but it seems to be a little like carbonated, I think, for my taste of what it should be. I've had better milk stouts than this, but this is the one that I've got today, though. I've only got one, so I'm not going to be trying another beer. So, that being said, oh, hold on a sec. I'm trying to get this. Yeah, this is going to be a lot to hash through, to be honest, to get this right, to get it looking exactly what we want. But right now, you see the logo right there that we made, and then obviously, wrong way. I need to put my that way. There. I need to put my webcam on the other side. That's a logo for the show. And Tippler is if you Google it, it says a lot of different things, but we're gonna go with the social drinking, and then Parlor's obviously like a social lounge or a lounge. That's a good way to put it. So translate that to social drinking lounge or social drinkers lounge. Then that's what we do. We enjoy beers, so we figured we'd crack open a beer, rate it, put it on Untapped. You guys can all see it, and then get right into whatever we want to talk about. And I've written a lot of stuff down. I got a lot of stuff to want to talk about today. But I think this is going to be like a pilot, just a little test episode. So one segment I do want to do is like deals of the week. I frequent the internet, all of the interwebs for you. I bring these gifts to you. But it's deals that I see on technology or anything, that seems to be, technology, just technology in general. And it could be video games, it could be computers, it could be, I don't know, something like, I would consider, some new lawnmower or something like that, if something like that shows up. I see these deals and I want to bring them to you. And if that's interesting, that gives, save you guys some money. That's the goal. So today's deal of the week, we'll call it, we'll set segment deal of the week, maybe. If that's not what we're going to call it, then whatever. I had it open here. No, I don't know where it is. So we're gonna go through it. I did see earlier the deal of the week. I saw, I think it was a 6 terabyte external hard drive that you could get with a certain code at Newegg, which is pretty impressive. Anyways, it got it down to like $99. 100 bucks, maybe like 100, like somewhere between 99 and like 105. Man, I find that very worth it. Very, very good deal. There's also a couple things. Speaking of deals of the week, I guess. Throw this in there as news. Razer. I think it's not Razer. It's Turtle Beach just bought the tech company. Was it? I forget. Rockcat. I can't even remember. So they're gonna start pushing out a lot more stuff like that. They just bought that for, I want to say it was like 50 million. I can't remember. I should have this up and ready to go and be prepared for you guys, but I don't. So again, this is the pilot. But right here, we'll go with this deal of the week. I don't know how many people have Bose headphones. Oh, sorry, I got some allergies. Excuse me. Okay, so these Bose headphones, they are, most of them are wireless or whatnot. There's this accessory that turns your wired headphones into a wireless headphones, and it's $55. And it's called the AirMod wireless Bluetooth adapter for Bose Quiet Comfort 25 headphones. So they say it's the article says it's impressive, and I mean it's well worth it. Everybody should have it. You know, you spend $350 on headphones, and now you can make them wireless with this little adapter. So if you are interested in that, the deal is actually, I think you can probably get them on Amazon. Just type in AirMod wireless Bluetooth adapter for Bose. That should get you where you want to go. I do want to look at this other one. I know Amazon has had recently, they have some of their best selling, what was it? Their best selling wireless earbuds. They have been on sale recently, where you can get the newest model, the upgraded model of the best selling ones for literally $1 more. And that's been on Amazon as well. So if you're interested in that, I know it's wireless earbuds, not over the headphones, but oh man, this beer is causing my nose to just run all of a sudden, and it's unexpected. So I could stop drinking a beer, but it's a pilot, and we're all human. So cheers, I suppose. Now, what I wanted to get to today is I wanted to talk about the 4K gaming, 4K monitors, 4K televisions for just in general. I know there's a lot of buzz, and a lot of people are saying, you know, you got to upgrade to 4K. You know, if you're in the market for a computer, you got to get a 4K monitor or whatever. You know, there's obviously the push in the consoles to try to get 4K resolution, and I did just want to talk about the 4K resolution, which is great, but when it comes to gaming, 4K is probably not the best choice for you. So I do want to cover that. So that's it. That's my take. 4K gaming is not the best choice for anybody. So let's go ahead and break it down. Now I've got my thoughts, and I've got chat open here. If anybody is tuned in, I'll gladly talk live amongst people who have opinions about this. But so the 4K gaming is obviously, 4K stands for, 4K 4K is 1000, and it's the resolution, which right now I think is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the best resolution you can get with anything, right? But for a long time, you say about 10 years ago, there was the battle between like 720 and 1080, and then they released like 1080p or whatever it was, and it was like full HD. And then they released something else, went higher, and now they're at 4K. And I do want to go over for gaming that 4K resolution's probably not the best for anybody to get. And here's why. 4K gaming is a lot to do. It's a lot of stress on your machine, whether it be console of any sort or PC. It's a lot of stress on your machine, your GPU, your CPU. I mean, it's putting out a lot clearer of an image, which is awesome, which you instantly think. But what it does is it lowers your frame rate, and it caps your frame rate at a certain max of, I don't know, let's say even 60 or less than 60. Maybe you only get 30 depending on your machine. And while 30 FPS, which is frames per second, runs pretty smooth. Hold on just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. My my daughter woke up. She got out of bed, and it's obviously way past her bedtime, so she's not supposed to get out of her bed. But I just couldn't help but go take care of her. So we'll get back right to where we were. So 4K gaming lowers your FPS, and it caps it at a certain rate. FPS meaning frames per second, and that's all good. Maybe it's probably really good with a movie where you're just watching something. It's not performance related. But what the FPS cap does is it limits your performance. So while visually it may look really good, but it limits your performance. So when you're gaming on like a competitive level, you essentially are losing a lot of frames. You think like between 30 and 60, that's a lot, but I think a lot of like professional gamers try to shoot for somewhere around 144 frames per second, and obviously with the hertz, the refresh rates, 145. or higher. There may be a higher one now. You want that refresh rate because you want in competitive gaming, whether you are professional or you are even just playing some sort of PvP, Call of Duty or Fortnite or any of these, Apex Legends or whatever, anything new that's out that requires a lot of speed, essentially. You're sacrificing a lot of your personal performance because you're losing, FPS. You're losing that physical performance with your machine due to your high resolution. So the more frames you can get, the more frames, meaning FPS, you can get, the more data your brain processes quickly, and we as humans and our brains can actually process things a lot quicker. So quicker than you would imagine, and so you're processing more because you're being fed more information. So if you're capping your frames below that certain threshold, you aren't going to be as effective as somebody else who may not even be as good as you. And we're talking like split seconds, but it makes a difference when people talk, the NFL. We'll branch over to the NFL. Like when somebody runs a 40 and they run like a 4, say like a 4.6, 4.7, and then somebody's like, wow, they just ran a 4.3. That's what, 0.3 of a second, 0.4 of a second, which you may think is nothing, but that 0.4 of a second goes to be like some of the fastest running backs or wide receivers or cornerbacks, those fast players on the field. And then you can have like a linebacker who's huge and running that 4.7, or a lineman, running that. I don't know true averages, but and so essentially the gap between the fastest person on the field and like a lineman or a giant, a big linebacker is 0.4 of a second when they're running. So you make a mistake as the fastest person, you get caught, you get tackled, or whatever. So that's the same with the gaming. Your brain's can be fed more information, so you should allow it. So if you're competitive at all, I'd never recommend 4K in anything. Now, that being said, I have a 4K television that I do not use for gaming or 4K gaming, and I never have. I would try to just use it for videos, movies, sitting entertainment, essentially. If you're just sitting there, just want to be entertained, might as well be entertained with the highest graphics or resolution possible. Why not, right? It's there, the technology's there. So in that aspect, it's amazing. 4K is just quite awesome. You're watching a movie of any sort being filmed in 4K. Wow, unbelievable. So that's more of an entertainment thing. So that being said, also within gaming, you could do like not 4K gaming for competitive stuff, fast stuff, but if you're very much into like slower paced, role playing games, stuff that's just story based and you just play through single player essentially, 4K is probably amazing for gaming in that aspect. So that would be my recommendations as a competitive gamer. Not saying I am, but as a competitive gamer or somebody who plays competitive games, not necessarily pro, but I would never go over 1080. And even you'd probably want to go low. And right now you could probably go. I've looked it up. You could go to check out some of the professional. Websites where they got settings for pro gamers, so like CSGO, which is Counter-Strike, was it Global Offensive? CSGO has all of the list of all of those gamers that have what type of monitors, what type of resolution they play on, as well as their keybinds and stuff. But you can check that out for any of these pro circuit games, like maybe even Overwatch or any of them. None of them are really none of them go over 1080p, or 1080 resolution. So since none of them are going over it, there's no sense for anybody else to go over it. And what you're doing is you are essentially saving yourself some money, unless you go with this higher fresh rate with like, I think they're up to like 240 something, but yeah. So that's my recommendation. Don't buy 4K anything unless you're very, very casual or you play games for, by yourself, like single player, and you're in it for storyline, story-based stuff. Then 4K is probably amazing. You could probably dish it out. And another recommendation is probably not to buy a 4K device that outputs to, let's say, a 1080 resolution device. That's just you've just essentially wasted a lot of money. I think my I'm not sure. I've got an Xbox and it might it says it does some sort of 4K, but I knew the Xbox One X does 4K. If you only got a 1080 or 720 say monitor or television that you're putting it to, it's not going to make, you're not going to see what you were designed to see. And then even at the, again, full design of what you're supposed to see, like, wow, it's supposed to be amazing. When you do anything competitive, fast paced, you're going to be behind, and it's just what it is. So I would recommend saving money there and not going with that stuff unless you plan on using it. Again, though, for like videos, whether you can record videos and you watch them back, or you watch, some of these blockbuster movies or whatever, you get them rented at home, and you can do 4K and watch it in 4K. It's well worth it then. You're just sitting back being entertained. If you're just sitting back being entertained, then 4K is what that's for. If you're gaming or competitive in any sort, though, I'd not recommend it. So let's segue into one more topic before I got to go. I did want to cut this short. It looks like we might be full, but I did have to leave there. I took a little break. We'll call that a commercial break. Go help my daughter with her blanket back in bed because I couldn't help myself. There is a couple things here about iPhone. Now, I'm not an iPhone user, but for somebody who is, I got a couple things here. We'll wrap it up after this that are interesting, and we may touch base with it again later further down the road episodes. But I found this really neat. I read that the iPhone has about 75 of the 118 periodic table elements in it, and I think that's to the new iPhone, which is the 10s. Is that what it is? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, with the iPhone, there is a limited edition iPhone with a full mechanical watch on its backplate. Pretty neat. If you see the pictures, actually, why don't I pull up the pictures and have you look at it right now? I saw this the other day, and it was very, very cool. Let's see if we can get it. All right, so I've got the pictures here. Here we go. We'll pop that over there. I found the pictures here. So let's do this, and go to that. Oh, man. Hold on. What am I doing here? I thought I had at least the scene I needed to be set up. There. So, all right, cool. So right here, I'll hide my webcam here. That might be the easiest thing to do. All right, so right here, you can see this is the, I'm not sure exactly what they call this. Cool. But that's the picture of the iPhone right there. And it looks really cool. If you're into that, they got the dual cameras there on the backside, but it's a full mechanical clock or watch. The only thing is it's $9,700 if that's something you're interested in. So I don't want to throw that into deals of the week because that's not really a deal. Just very cool. So yeah, it's a limited edition. Oh, right here. That's it. Caviar's Grand Complication Skeleton Tourbillon, a limited edition iPhone XS with a classic watch that is completely covers its back, and it's pretty cool. It's just expensive, but there's a side view of it, so it kind of protrudes a little. I mean, it's I don't know, it's really neat. Yeah, just look at those pictures. They're pretty cool. So we're gonna call that the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. The plan is to stream this live. We got to figure out some stuff. We tried last night. There's one thing he was on last night. Alex was on. We were able to try to figure out some of the stuff. We got to get these layouts and stuff figured out. But the goal is we're going to shoot for like 30-minute episodes, start small. And I've hit that goal with the break. Just see how it goes today. But that's the goal. And last night we tried to figure out a few things and just technical difficulties, just logging on for the first time together, actually trying this other than through text messages and thoughts and ideas. So we got to figure out all of this everywhere here, the layouts, the overlays, everything. We are going to stream here on Twitch, and we are going to port this directly over to YouTube, and just that way you can have them as like video on demands, podcasts, their video podcast or whatever, straight on YouTube. So that's going to be the goal. We'll see how many episodes we can get. We'd like to do one a week. So from here at Tippler's Parlor, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Having a beer with us. Cheers.